Hi guys, since it's getting ready to be the Super Bowl, since the AFC and NFC championships are going on today, I thought I would, remake the NFL playoffs for what I think. But first, only 13.9% of you guys that watch me are subscribed. That means 86.1% of you guys that are watching me are not subscribed. So, yeah, we need to change that. And we need to get the number of subscribed higher than the number of not subscribed. So I just wanted to address that. Anyway, let's hop right into the video. So I just wanted to do like an NFL playoff, I guess remix. I'm deciding the playoff teams in this one. So, let's hop into the first team. The Carolina Panthers. They were the first in the NFC North with a record of 8-9. That record is not a playoff record at all. My pick to sub in the playoffs for the Panthers, I would not put the Panthers in the playoffs. I would put the Buccaneers in the playoffs over the Panthers. Why? Because the Buccaneers had a strong start to their season. They had a quarterback, Baker Mayfield. He was popping off. They had a very good rookie wide receiver in Emeka Ibuka. Mike Evans was also one of their wide receivers. Pretty sure he was injured for a while. But yeah, the Bucks just did a way better job than the Panthers, and I think they would survive longer in the playoffs, just because of the people I just named. Again, Panthers had an 8-9 record, first in the NFC North. I mean, that's a horrible record to begin with. I mean, in a good division, if you had the record of 8-9, you would be third or fourth. But yeah, I believe that is all I have for the NFC. Moving on to the AFC. The Pittsburgh Steelers. They were a good team. Had a record of 9-8. I don't know I'm gonna look it up real quick. Yeah, they were 10-7, so way better than the other teams. But not like playoff good. They got demolished by the Texans at Pittsburgh in the first round, which I was watching that game. I mean, not watching that game because I was watching the Pacers and Thunder game. No, it was the Pacers and Celtics. By the way, they won that one. I don't understand how they can get beat by like the easiest opponents, and they can beat like the hardest opponents, like the Warriors, the Celtics, the Thunder at OKC, which was amazing. They swept the Bulls, but yeah, I just don't understand how the Pacers can do it. Back to the video. I mean, I was watching the Pacers and Celtics game on Peacock, so I was basically watching the Steelers and Texans game on and off, but the Steelers had home field advantage. There was, other than their record, there was basically no reason why they should have taken the L. But they did for some reason. I think one reason was their 41-year-old quarterback. And for a team that would do much better than them, I actually have two teams for this one. The Indianapolis Colts, not only is it my home team, they were off to a strong start. I am a Chiefs fan, so I really don't pay attention to the Colts, even though they are my home team, and I should. But yeah, if Daniel Jones never would have gotten injured, Anthony Richardson, or no, that's just who I saw because I was looking at him. Is their running back. Can't think of it. Just came to me. Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor was heading for an MVP season of rushing. I just think if Daniel Jones would have never gotten injured, the Colts actually would have made the playoffs and would have had a really deep run. One team I'm also recommending that could have beaten out the Steelers in the playoff race is the Baltimore Ravens. Now, I know what you're thinking. They didn't have a very good record at the beginning of the season. They lost Lamar Jackson at the beginning of the season. Then they plummeted downhill. But hey, when they got Lamar back, they started doing very well. I mean, sure, they got beat by the 6-11 Bengals, which I kind of think the Bengals should have been on here, maybe like wild card. If records were not a thing, the Bengals would definitely be on here because they got beat by some bad teams, but that was because they had Joe Burrow out almost the whole entire season. But when Burrow came back, he beat like the Ravens. I think this is when they had Flacco. But, and they had Joe Flacco. They beat the Steelers. Just if records were not a thing, the Bengals would have been an amazing playoff team. So would the Chiefs, honestly, if everyone hadn't gotten injured. Near the end of the season, we just started going so downhill. Like, first, three of our offensive guards got injured. Then in the Chargers game, Patrick Mahomes got injured. Then the games after that, everyone started getting injured. But if records were not a thing and teams were fully healthy, I would definitely put in the Bengals and the Chiefs over the Steelers. And maybe I'd put in the Ravens because if they had Lamar the whole season, who knows what they could have done. But moving on to my last team, I personally think this team should have got the number 1 seed in the AFC over the Broncos because the Broncos were not that good of a number 1 seed. Like, hear me out. They almost got beat by the 3-14 Raiders. At the time, the 0-7 Jets carried them into overtime, and the Broncos won by 2. The Broncos almost got beat by the Titans, which are not a very good team. I just don't think the Broncos should have gotten the number 1 overall seed. I think the Patriots should have gotten the overall seed because the number 1 overall seed. They were AFC East champions. Drake May is an excellent quarterback. Just excellent people. They have a great legacy in Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski. And here's what I think is pretty amazing. Last year, in 2024, they finished 3-14. And this year, they are AFC East champions. I'd be willing to say they are champions of the AFC. Now, the game hasn't even started yet, but I would be pretty much willing to say they are champions of the AFC because the Broncos are out Bo Nix. They have Jared Stidham as their backup. It'll be an interesting game. So one more thing before we go. The Patriots, they are can't think of the right word to say here. I guess evolution from 3-14 to AFC East champions. That was basically like the Indiana Hoosiers. If you watched any of the Indiana Hoosiers at all, like Kurt Signetti, their head coach, he recruited all, known players, but not superstars. Like Fernando Mendoza, their Heisman-winning quarterback, was a 2-star recruit. And he led them to finishing 16-0 and winning the Natty. That is just crazy. But yeah, that is all I have for you today. Again, 13.9 of you that watch me are subscribed. 86.1 of you that watch me are not subscribed. We really need to change that number to get more subscribers than people that are unsubscribed from me. But yeah, that is just all I wanted to tell you for today. So I really hope you enjoyed the video and try to stay warm. I'll see you in the next one.